What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about this profile that Teen Vogue did on Leah Messer from Teen Mom 2, now Teen Mom Next Chapter, and Teen Mom Family Reunion and whatnot. And so right now, I will tell you I am on vacation. That's why I'm a little late with this story. But I figured, why don't we get into it and see what is causing all of the hoopla? First of all, this video profile that they do of her, like behind the scenes of the photo shoots, is super adorable. I love the outfit she's wearing. I love the overall mood and theme of it. Chef's kiss. Teen Vogue has been like that girl ever since they changed leadership a couple years ago. I know they've got a really young editor in chief. I don't remember too much about her except that she was one of the youngest in history, and it's perfect for a publication like Teen Vogue. So in the profile, they kind of go over her history, how she got onto the show, the fact that she is a third generation teen mom in her family. So her grandmother's name was Delta. She was 18 years old when she had Leah's mom, Dawn. And then when Dawn was 16, she was pregnant with Leah, which means that Delta was a grandma in her 30s, which is quite rough. And then, of course, we all know that Leah had her kids, twins, no less, when she was in her teens as well. So, of course, in Leah's book, which we read and covered on this channel when it came out, she talks about how her mom was a little bit difficult with her physically and whatnot. And there was also this story that I'm shocked did not make it in this profile. In the book, Leah shared a story about how her mom allegedly forced her to lose her virginity with a guy by locking them into a room together. Like she was like trying to play like this game of like, I 7 minutes in heaven or I dare you or something like that with the kids. The book came out a couple of years ago. It's been a while. And Leah claims that her mom at a certain point locked her in a room with this boy for hours until they like did it or whatever. And it was just so gross and weird. And again, I'm quite surprised that it's not something that was featured in this profile. So now when it comes to Leah becoming addicted to drugs at a certain point, she claimed that it happened because of a botched epidural when she was pregnant with her daughter, Addie. And then she complains about the producers of the show exploiting her when she was in that space. And I gotta say that I feel like it's a little bit unfair for her to blame them and accuse them of exploiting her, because at the end of the day, she signed up to be a reality TV star. And when you are a reality TV star, that is kind of technically what you sign up for, right? You sign up to exploit your life, everything that's going on within it, in exchange for money. You can't only sign up to show the good parts of your life. The ugly parts have to be shown as well. And it seems as though that is something that Leah is more upset with than anything, which again, I don't think is a fair reaction, because her co-stars who made the show a success, right? Like, for example, Janelle Evans, she showed every horrible, ugly part of her life. And that is super duper important for the success of a show. I find it fascinating how it could be okay for these people to choose to exploit things, their lives, by going on TV, but then they blame other people for cashing in on what they've decided to put up there in exchange for cash. You know what I mean? And I will say as well, Leah was very much protected on the show. It was never really addressed head on. And she even was able to use certain like keywords with her mom and whatnot, like monkey at the reunion, in order to get out of answering up for her drug addiction and whatnot. So I don't think it's really fair for her to claim that she was not protected and she was exploited and whatnot. I remember for years, she was thanking the producers of the show for saving her life by forcing her to get to rehab and whatnot. And when she was going to rehab, it wasn't even properly depicted as her going to rehab to work on fixing her then drug addiction. It was, oh, she's exhausted, she's going to treatment, she needs time away. So again, I don't think it's fair what she's saying here. So now in her exact words, Leah says, you can see me high, you should cut the cameras, you can see me falling asleep or whatever, cut the cameras and immediately do an intervention instead of using it for the benefit of TV and drama. Sorry, girl, but that is not how it works. When you're shooting reality TV, it's supposed to sort of be like a documentary. For example, you guys know I am a true life junkie. That was my show on MTV. And they would show a lot of really crazy things. There would be people who were addicts, and you would see them nodding off or whatnot as well. And then they would show people who were living in poverty as well. And there was this one story, and a producer talked about it in the behind the scenes of this single mom. She had two kids, and she goes to the grocery store. She's trying to buy food for the week for her kids, and she only has a budget of like $20 or $30 or something. And so she gets things, and she's short by a couple of cents. And the producer is like, oh, I wanted to like, just reach in my pocket and give her the money that she needed, but I can't intervene because that is what it is to shoot a reality. It's like you're doing a documentary. You cannot interfere with the subjects and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Now, it is crazy to me that she's suddenly turning against MTV. I wonder if it's because of all this stress that she's got going on. Remember, she owes almost $1 million to the IRS at this point. She's living in a house that should be her own, but she decided to kind of be a little bit shady when it comes to buying it by giving her ex-boyfriend slash fiance, Jalen Mobley, the cash so that he could buy it in his name. And her name is not at all on it. She only gets to keep the house right now because she is holding on to a secret for him, a deep, dark secret that he does not want revealed. And she signed an NDA. And then maybe at the end of it, she can get the home transferred to her if she gets her taxes in order. And I think that all of this is eating at her, not to mention the ratings for the show are in the crapper. So it is at risk of being canceled literally any moment now. We haven't even heard about when it's coming out. This is the longest we've gone between seasons of this show, right? So I think that this is why she is suddenly turning against MTV after previously thanking them for saving her life and whatnot. So MTV and Teen Mom producers are fighting back against Leah's statements, and they released their own statement to Teen Vogue saying that the crew followed the principles of documentary filmmaking. We document, we don't intervene. Okay. And now Leah claims that it's bittersweet because she probably wouldn't have been able to get the help that she had without MTV. So she does thank them in some respect. But then it's also like, damn, something could have been done differently without a shadow of a doubt. This is the thing about Leah that I really cannot stand is that everything in her life is always somebody else's fault, right? In her book, you saw a lot of this. She would talk about how she cheated on every like boyfriend she's ever had, but then she would blame it on her mom because her mom apparently didn't teach her the principles of like fidelity or whatever, right? The tax debt. She owes over almost $1 million to the IRS. Again, that is not her fault. What is it? It's the fault of someone for not teaching her accounting or that you need to pay taxes as a grown woman. Like everything is always someone else's fault. The drug addiction, she's claiming it's a Bosch epidural. I don't even know if it's true because again, Leah, I've never seen her take full responsibility for anything in her life. And that I think is a very unfortunate kind of character flaw, I guess I would say, to have. So it's really hard to know, like, what's what in this situation at the end of the day. I think above all else, her family and her friends and her husband at the time, those are the people who were supposed to help her. And MTV would have followed that journey if those people helped her. But unfortunately, the people around her didn't help her. It's not MTV's job, right? They didn't raise her. Her mom raised her and her stepdad raised her. Why didn't they step in? She was married to Jeremy at the time, or she was going through a divorce. Why didn't he step in? Corey was a co-parent with her. Why did he not step in? She had friends, didn't she? She had a sister, didn't she? Why did those people not step in? In my opinion, it's not the responsibility of the camera crew following you around to help you get your life together. You might as well next ask, why didn't those people take her to the tax office, H&R Block, and file the taxes for her? You know what I mean? Like, where does it end at the end of the day? Guys, let me know what you think about Leah's sudden sort of blaming of MTV for quote unquote exploiting her addiction. Do you think that they did exploit her addiction and that they should have put her in rehab sooner? Because mind you, they are the ones who ultimately wound up putting her in rehab because again, the people around her are just not the greatest people, right? Who are there to actually help. It seems like they are more there to take from her. Is that their responsibility? Or do you agree with their statement in fighting back and saying, listen, we practice the principles of documentary filmmaking. And obviously when you're filming a series like that, you are not supposed to intervene. It's literally against the rules. Let me know where you fall on this. And also, does Leah have a problem with taking responsibility for things in her life? Is everything always somebody else's fault? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, you guys. Take good care. Bye.